a lesson about programming cycle because paper 2 is all about programming, okay? And you should be able to describe the programming cycle, and there's more than one type of cycle, okay? And so you should know his name, and then each cycle has about 4 to 5. Programming cycle, the most basic, 你需要画, you need to draw the programming cycle. Programming cycle has 4 components. Analyze is 第一步. So when you have a problem or a program, first you have to see what kind of resources you have. Can I make it more simple? Can I decompose my problem and break it into pieces? 第二步. The second thing is called the design. After you have analyzed your algorithm and your problem, you want to start designing how you're going to do it. That's go step 1, step 2. That can go into decomposition of your problem. After you know the step, 第三步. What is the third one there, Floss? Coding, that's when you actually start to work to go on the computer. Okay? And you make your program. So these are the steps. And then after I make my computer game, I have my Kahoot game, am I done? Can I go home? If I finish my program, am I finished? Wendy? When you finish your code, can I go home? Am I done?
I think you should
After my game is saved and I sell it to a whole bunch of people, am I finished?
Yes.
No. Code always has some problem. And so what is the last thing is you have to test and debug and maintenance your code. 对不对? Your code, even after you're done, you have to test the code and you have to maintain it. As a computer programmer, there's someone's job to have bugs and find the bugs and pull in there and to get them. Okay? So this is the most basic cycle. But we're going to study there's more than one cycle. Hello? Does everyone have the circle?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So the second type, 你需要写, is called the waterfall model. Waterfall. This is like 水, boop, 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 boop. What is waterfall, Floss, in Chinese? How to say waterfall? Yes. So you need to know the difference between the different cycles. And 有点不一样, but the steps are the same. So in waterfall, you have again the 4 cycles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, as I said, you have to maintain your code, right? The difference between this is it's not a circle. You do one step at a time. And you fully do it, then you go to the next. Fully do, and then you go down, 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 down. Okay? And so you go at one. What happens is you must fully complete one cycle before going to next. Okay? So you have these small cycle here. So you can just draw a little poop. How to say it? Sounds like poop. Poop. I don't know how to do it.
It's difficult.
Yeah, Poop.
Yes.
sounds like going to take it out. Take like okay. Does everyone have that? You don't need to write this down. You just need to draw 画一个图片. Okay? Okay.
Mr. Newsom.
Yeah.
Could you please make the diagram bigger?
Yep. Is that big enough for you?
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that okay? Can I go next? Okay. Now, just talking a little bit about this cycle here. The waterfall is 简单. It's easy to understand, clear structure and well-defined stages. It's easy to manage, okay? And it's good when you have clear requirements. 但是也有不好的. It's Cons. Errors may be found until it's too late. Okay? You don't have a working product until the end. Okay? So that's just a little thing. Okay, 第二个，我们写 The second type of cycle, again, when we're programming, we're talking about the cycle. When we're doing a game or what have you, we're talking about cycles. And we have several cycles. We have the water ball, the argot. Okay? So let's just write them all down here. So we have water fall. The second one we have 叫什么? Can you read it there, Ched? What does that say? Iterative. Iterative means a loop. Okay? So iterative model means when you plan, the program has small cycles, iterations. This means just the small cycles in there with testing improvement after each version. Okay? That means that you do the game and then, or your code, and you do the cycle. Then you have another thing, you do a cycle again. This is called iterative. Iterative means to loop, to do again. Okay? So what you need to know is the name and his general idea. Okay? These are this other iterative model. It just means to loop and there. So it's good. Some good things. Early versions of the software are available. It's easy to fix bugs. It allows users to give feedback because each time you have a cycle here, you have feedback. Okay? 但是也有不好的. The bad things. It can be hard to manage and plan, requires lots of testing, and it makes long time. Because if you have an iterative cycle, it go 有点浪费时间, right? You can waste some time. Okay? 第三步. What is the third one there, Floss?
RAD.
What does RAD stand for?
Rapid Application Development.
Okay, you read in your notebook. Rapid means what there, Wendy?
It's like big change.
Rapid means what? What is the other word for rapid?
Dramatically.
Rapid means 很快. Okay? So if you're writing in Chinese, 这个是非常快的 cycle. Okay? 你可以写 RAD, what I want you to write down is it's fast. This is a good thing about this. It's a cycle that is 很快. Okay? So let's have a look at what it looks like. Okay? It's a fast development using prototypes. Prototype means like, I want to make a game, I'm going to make a small game, and I'll prototype it first, and then get some feedback, oh, it's good, and then I do it. Okay? I don't have to go through the whole cycle and say, oh, this is a bad idea, and my game no one likes. And so, RAD would be, 我做一个小游戏, or small program, and I 试一下. If it's good, 我可以给你卖到, right? Because 没有错. Then sure, if you have an error, I can fix it before going through all the cycle. 明白? Okay? This is called rapid development cycle. Okay? So, the most important thing is it's 非常快. Rapid 是快. 你写快. Rapid is fast. Okay? You do a sample program, you see if there's any, you see if people like it. Okay, get some feedback before you're actually going to do. You see, you can get it till you're satisfied. Okay? Then sure, it's not very good. When you're going fast, it's not good for complex programs. Okay? Maybe if you're doing something small, do things quiet is 好事. But if you're doing something important and you don't want to have any big mistakes, 这个我不能用, don't use it. Okay? Okay. So we have 3 cycles. Let's do a little review. In each of those cycles, we have about 4 things. What is the very first thing in the cycle, Wendy?
Yes.
What is each cycle, when you're coding, what is the very first step?
Analysis.
Yeah, each cycle you need to analyze. What is the second step there, Floss?
Design.
Yeah, the second thing is design. Design is, the other word is called planning, right? You have to design your game, right? Chad, what is 第三步? What is the third thing that you have to do? Coding is when you actually build your game, when you code. Yes, this is coding. And then, what is the 第四步? What is the last thing after you've done your game? What should you do? Testing or maintaining testing. Okay? So what you need to remember is this is called the coding programming cycle. And you need to know each step. We're going to now into each of these things and find out what do you have to do here. What do you have to do here? What do you have to do here? 准备好了? Are you ready? Okay, so what must you do in the very first thing called an analysis? If I say we're going to do a coding game, I want you to do analysis. This is the very first step when you're making a program. Analysis, what do I need to do? Analysis, you need to know 我需要做什么东西. Am I making game or am I making another type of app? I need to know the rules, the 想法 about your program. Okay? So analysis, 你需要写, it's where we put, I want you to copy 一下, it's where we know the requirements. What do I need? Okay? What do I want? Okay? What are the rules? What are the rules of the game? Okay? So analysis, 我们需要写什么? What do I need to write there, Chad? What is analysis?
Analysis.
You need to, do you know what this word means? Requirements? Requirements is what things you need. Okay, what do you need? The requirements. Requirements. Okay, please write down. Analysis of requirements. It's the 东西你需要. Now, in there, we have this thing called abstraction. Abstraction means, well, I have a whole bunch of rules. 1, 2, 3. I have a whole bunch of things I have to do. I need to do this. I need to do that. I want my game to have some trees. I want my game to have 1,000 bad guys. I want my character to be able to jump. This is too much information, 对不对? And so abstraction is when you remove all the 不重要, not the important information, and you get it to be more simple to understand. Okay? So what is abstraction? Okay? Under analysis. So anything on here, you need to write that analysis. Analysis, it has 2 things. We have this thing called abstraction. What is abstraction? Wendy, what is abstraction? Are you, do you get sidetracked sometimes? What does abstraction mean?
Something. It's like the get to know something or the mountains.
I'll give you a 举个例子. I'm driving down the road and then I see a very beautiful parrot. And instead of driving forward, I look, oh, that's a nice bird over there. That's called to get distracted. 对不对? And so when we're doing a program, sometimes there's too many things. I can look here, I can look here and here. This is called to get distracted. 对不对? So abstraction is when you get rid of the complicated things to make it more simple. Okay, 我们写. Abstraction is to simplify. 这个make it 简单一点 ，OK？ 你可以写。This is an important word. This was part of the vocabulary. I want you to write down abstraction. What does abstraction mean there, Floss? Abstraction 是什么东西
Make something concrete.
Yeah, to get rid of the distraction, make it more simple. Okay. Decomposition is the other key word. What does decompose mean? What does decompose mean? This is handa, right? So when I'm making a program, I need to decompose it. What does that mean?
Be smaller.
Yes, it means that you cut your thing into simple parts. That means to decompose. 我们需要写 decompose. Decomposition. Decomposition. Wendy, what is decomposition?
Like breaking down a big task into small parts.
Yeah, break into parts. Why do I do that? Is because it makes it more simple. I can say, Floss, you do part 1. Wendy, you do part 2. I'm going to do part 3. You do part 4. So that's for decomposing. It's actually also to help. When we're doing algorithm, this is good. Okay. So, analysis has 3 parts. You have to look at, do I need any inputs? What is your name of the character? 举个例子. Okay? Do I need any help? 100分, right? These are called inputs. So each analysis, you have to look at these things. Do you have any processes? Do you have any function? 对不对? Because when I do code, I'll write on the PPT. This is better here. Whoop. Whoa, look at this. This is so much fun. Now, when I'm coding in Python, what is the general structure? Let me just zoom in here. I'll see if I can zoom in. Ah, yes. When you're coding, what does your code look like? What is the very first thing to do when you code?
Create a new file.
Okay, now I'm in the code. This is my code. What is the very first thing that when you're making a game or a code, what is the very first thing that you put?
The headers.
Yes. We have this thing called imports. The very first thing that you have and you should have a header comment. Agree or disagree, right? It says version 1, version 2, and then right here it says by Wendy, by Ched, and then the date. And then you should have imports. That's your libraries. Okay, they go at the first. What is the next thing of a good coder? What is the next thing that you should have?
Init.
Hmm?
Init.
What is it? Can you explain? Init. Initialize. Yes, you have your functions. The functions. Oh, let me just delete this. Right? When you're coding in Python or any kind of program, you would have your functions at the top of the game. Because when you want to change something, you don't want to scroll to the bottom of the code. And so this is going to have your functions. Functions, we have our key global variables. Then you have your main loop. Usually you have your main loop in here. Agree or disagree? And so the normal function is you have comments, you have your imports, you have your functions, you have your variables, and then you have your main loop. Okay? That's a normal structure of any kind of program. Okay? When you're designing your code. Okay? So I'm going back over here. You have your processes. Processes are like your functions, right? I need to add something. I need to have my main loop. I have my outputs, and then you have your storage. Okay, boom. Design. What do I need to do in design? What is this called? Their floss. Do you know the name of this? Yes. When I'm doing the design, can I just start coding right away, their floss? Can I just jump on the computer and start coding? No. First, you need to analyze, break your program into steps, and then I need to design. Flowcharts is an example of what else can have be in here. What is this there? What are these there, Ched?
Step-by-step instructions.
Right. Step-by-step instructions. Okay. So in the design process, I want you to write down what are some things when you're designing. What can you include when you design?
Like if you're designing a game, like what type of game or what?
Or even kind of program. What would be the first thing? You need to draw some diagrams, right? So we need to have some diagrams. Some 图片, right? What is the character going to look like? This is my character. He's going to have long hair. Before I start drawing on the computer, I better design. This is called design. Yeah. So design include things like writing, drawing flowcharts. 你需要写. Are you okay? You guys okay? Flowchart. Diagrams, 对不对? Diagrams. 还有什么? Yeah, we don't need laptops right now, okay? We can just write.
This is iPad.
Oh, I hate iPad. Right here it says no iPad. No iPad, okay? I don't believe in iPad. So, in the design, this is just to draw, to analyze what it's going to have a look, okay? Have you ever made a flowchart before? Please write down these symbols. A flowchart looks like this. You have a start and end. It uses the bubble. Okay? 这个东西 you need to 会 because in your homework you're going to draw a flowchart. Okay? When you first start a program, you use 开始你可以画 and then to show the steps, you show arrow. Arrows show the next part. If I need to get an input, it uses this kind of rhombus, a parallelogram. That's what they call them. Okay? If you have an input or output, like what is your name or print, hello, welcome to my game, you use this symbol. 你可以画. If you have a process, like the game is to run, okay? You put it in a rectangle. If I need to add something, for example, num is equal to num加1, that's called a process. And then if I have a decision, it uses the triangle. That's the 如果. Okay? This is called what? What is this called there, Ched? What do we call these things? What is this right here? This kind of design, it's called a flowchart. I want you guys to 知手. Oh, that's a flower. Flowchart. Who here has made a flowchart before? 知手. Who has made one of these before? Mail? Okay, this is something that you're going to do today for homework is to make a flowchart. But what you have to remember, you have access to the PPT, but in your notebook, just 画这个图片. Kaiser, input, output uses the parallelogram. The rectangle is the function, the process. And then the if statement is the diamond. Okay, that's all you need to know. Clear? We're not going to talk too much about the testing. This is the later part of the programming cycle, but you can have test table. We'll do that later on. Okay? We have white and black box testing. That's when after you make your Yoshi, you need to show and put in the data. Right? You can do extreme data, normal data, boundary data. Do you guys remember about that? Data, it means that you put the data and you try to break your game. You try to break your machine by putting in different values. Okay? And then lastly, we have this thing called structured charts. When I design a game, you may see the 2PM like this. What this is a graphical representation of my game. 举个例子, I have input. And then I have number. These are called input. These are the 变量. I have two inputs. Okay? And then this is a function I want to find the average. I take the two numbers, I add them, divide by 2. 对不对? And then I find the average to output. So this is called a structured chart. Okay? And this is the same as a code. You can actually, if I ask you, Floss, can you make a Python to get two inputs, find the average and put the output? Could you develop that? Yeah, we all could. But if I ask you, I want you to draw a structured chart, it would look like this. Number, you'd put the arrow with the number, and then you just average. It's just writing the English in the box. Okay? This is called design. Wendy, you're okay?
Okay.
Okay. And this is the other Jugalidze for a guessing game. It looks like this. And the last design thing for today is this thing called state transition diagram. What this diagram does is it shows you, is there any change? Kanchinshu. This is the last thing here. If you're going to be given a table, I have input A and S. A and S, right here. When I have input A, S bien 还是没变? There, Wendy? Did S change or not? If I have A, did S bien 还是没变? 没变. And so right here we have this thing called loop. Okay, this is called a loop diagram to show 变化. It's to show change. Okay, Ched, when I have S2, did S2 change 还是 not change when I have A? I have S2 and then we have S1. Is this 一样的还是不一样的?
Not same.
It's not same, right? So when I have S2 right here, look, we have change. The change is shown with arrow. And so from S1, you can show your change, okay? This is for the B state, okay? And so we also have the B state right here. Right here. B, when B is right here and here, 它没变. Agree or disagree? If he didn't change, you show here. If he change, you show it with this arrow. And so this is called a change state diagram. And these are you'll have one of the questions here. You're going to give a diagram like this, and then you just look at the table and you look, hey, did it change from my state, from my S, or did it change its value, yes or no? If it does change, you show the arrow and you can write the change, okay? If it doesn't change, you just put a loop. That means you're at the end of state, okay? The vertical lines means the change. 举个例子, if I have a state from 1 and then B becomes 0, it would look like this. 1, 0. That means that we have a change here. 如果它没变, he just kind of looped down like that. Right, this is called a change state diagram. It's part of the design process. Here's a real life example. We have system inactive state right here. System inactive. Well, let me just click on here. System inactive. So what we do is, oh, can I go? Need to move this guy down here. Okay, here we go. We have an event. Press start button. What does that do? 它干什么? Maybe if he doesn't do anything, we can loop back. If he changes something, we can show it with the arrow. So when I press the start button, Floss, what does he do? Does he change something? Right here. When I press the start, what happens? Very good. So right here, look, I have, when I press the start button, whoop, when I press the start button, what does he do? The system become 开始, 对不对? And then if I enter pin, Chad, after I enter pin, what happened to the system? 它变还是没变?
变.
对, he become inactive. So I just showed the arrow. Right? Okay? If I press the button, what happens, Wendy? If I press button, if I press button, you look at the diagram right here. Right here. If my system is already active and I put a Kaiser again, what's going to happen? The system is active. I mean, the system is active. 然后 I put Kaiser. What's going to happen? The system is start. 然后我再 put Kaiser. What's going to happen? Treaty? The system is active. The system is active. 然后我还放开始，它还是开始，它没变。So if he 没变, it go like this. 它没变 because if I 打开我的电脑，如果我再打开我的电脑，它还是打开。Agree or disagree? And so if he 没变, you just put a loop. Can you write that in your thing? Okay. So 如果 no change. This is what you have to remember. No change. Floss, what do I have to 画什么东西? 如果它没变, you put a loop circle. Okay? 如果它变, what do I have to do, Wendy? If the state changes, what do I have to do? If it stay the same, I just say this loop. 如果 it change, what is this? You show an arrow to the other state. 看得懂? Okay? If we have a change, you show an arrow to new state. State. Okay? I just want you to copy this right here. Okay? And then that kind of summarizes that. Okay? So if your note's done, I will have a look and then you will I need a DNL and we're going to show you that. I give you some examples on the computer. Okay? So right here, this is called basically a state diagram. And then I just want you to remember, if the state, maybe yet, you put a loop to his current state. If he changes, you put an arrow to his new state. Okay? This is the, do you remember the success criteria there, Wendy? It's the important things to remember. This is the stuff that you have to remember. This is new state. Okay. Good. Okay, your schoolwork, if you have that, your schoolwork is 4.2. 4.2, the topic was programming cycles. Okay, so go into Teams, and we're on algorithms. This is AS level computer science, and you're going to click on 4.2. It says programming cycles. It says, what are the main parts of the programming cycle? Remember, we have 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 你需要写. You just can write them down. Explain what is the difference between abstraction. Abstraction is to distract, right? And decomposition. And then you're going to continue on there. And this, put it into your homework folder there. Okay? It does have, how do I scroll down? Oh, I have to put on the arrow. There is a state diagram that you have to do. I will do a little bit, but you can finish right here. Zhuge leads it. Okay? I'll let you guys work on it, but I'm going to do this. We have current state is standby mode. Okay? Again, this is in the design diagram. You may have to draw a diagram. So this is in your homework. I will do one of them just to keep you on this start. So when I Kaisher, I'm in standby. Do you know what standby is? Are you okay to check? Can you find this program? Did you Fuji? I want you to Fuji and then put it into your homework folder. This time part, it's working there. Can you draw on your tablet? You use your finger or mouse?
You mean
I'm doing the homework problem, the last one right here. So we have an event.
not just drawing on my iPad and I will upload to the laptop.
We have turn on. We have detect mode. Okay? So we need to have a new state. States are in bubble. This is called detect mode. When you first turn on, it changes state. Instead of standby, I go detect. And then this is called turn on. Turn on. I would say when you do one line, Wendy, what would be a good idea? After I finish one line and I draw, what should I do? Probably put a little check mark. That means that you finished that, right? So after you do that, we can do the next one. Okay? Now I'm in the detecting mode. I'm right here. When I turn off, I go into standby. And so I just have to draw a state diagram with the arrow. This is called turn on. Does this make sense? I think it's pretty straight standard. Right there. Okay? And then your job is to do boop, 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 the other ones there. Again, if something doesn't change its state, it goes loops back to itself.
I just cannot see the work.
Do you want me to zoom in more, you mean? Is that okay? All right. So that's it. I'm going to stop recording.